On today's episode, we'll be introducing a mini-series to discuss financial planning for different life stages specifically geared towards women. So today we will begin with how to reach your financial goals during the single stages of your life, which can be very exciting. However, before we get into that, Lyndsey is going to read our disclaimer.
This podcast is being recorded on July 10th, 2024. The contents of this podcast are strictly for informational purposes only, and nothing said should be taken as investment, tax, or legal advice. It is important to discuss your situation with a professional, as the strategies discussed may not be suitable for you specifically.
Although financial planning is essential for every stage of life, being single presents unique opportunities and challenges. So let's dive into some of these key aspects of financial planning for singles.
The first age group for singles that we're going to talk about is youthful exploration, which revolves around the ages 13 to 17. During this time, teens learn much about budgeting through part-time jobs. I know for me, playing sports in high school and all throughout college, I had to really budget with my part-time job in order to pay for certain things like car insurance.
Exactly. Same for me as well. Working part-time jobs, sometimes you just want to spend all the income that's coming in because you are in your teen years and you want to have as much fun as you can. But it is important to create a budget and make sure that part-time income can last you throughout the year. Another thing that you would consider during this youthful exploration is distinguishing between those wants and needs that you have. You might have certain needs like your car insurance or your car payment that you just need to get done, but there's also wants that you have. Maybe you are playing sports and you want those new pair of shoes or something like that. Distinguishing what is a need and what is a want is crucial to making that income last the whole year.
And one of the last things in this particular age group is for parents to lay the foundation for financial literacy. As your teen grows into a young adult, it is important to always continue educating them on youthful topics that surround them with the things that they need to know moving forward.
Exactly. Your teens are going to be looking to you as the parents to lead by example. So this is something that you should begin introducing to them early on.
Our second age group that we're going to be talking about today is blossoming into adulthood, which revolves around ages 18 to 25. This is a very crucial year for your 18 to 25-year-olds as they begin the workforce, trade school, or even college. All of these things can obviously be very costly, so it is important to make sure that you educate your young adult in making safe decisions and not going into so much debt with college. This means looking for different opportunities, whether it comes to student loans or even scholarships or even different types of financial aid out there. What do you think, Leah?
Exactly. I think once you're preparing to go into college, there's going to be a lot of decisions that need to be made. So teens are going to be looking towards their parents for help during these times. They might be looking into getting part-time jobs in the new town that they're moving to for their college. They're going to maybe look at getting some work-study opportunities if it's available to them. Ultimately, they're going to be looking for ways to earn that income while also keeping up with their studies. The next choice that we'll get into is once your teens have maybe left the trade force or they've completed their education program, they'll be beginning to make those big career choices and looking at those financial decisions. Maybe once they've been in their career for a couple of years and they're ready to buy a house, they're going to be seeing if that's a good financially sound decision for them. So that gets us into our next consideration would be the housing costs and the savings goals for them individually. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and I would also say even before saving for that home, as soon as you get out of college, devising a plan to pay off any student loan debt as soon as possible is obviously going to make your chances for qualifying for a home loan even better down the road.
So in general, during your earlier years, there are a lot of things that you should be considering, not just specifically towards the age that you're currently at, maybe in those youthful exploration years or blossoming into adulthood. These are a few things that you should just consider overall. The first one beginning, building that emergency fund. You should build an emergency fund to cover at least 3 to 9 months of expenses. This is a good amount to have a good safety net to ensure that you're prepared for any unexpected costs that might arise during those months.
The second point would be retirement savings, ensuring that as a single person you're contributing and familiar with how much you're going to need to cover yourself when it comes to those retirement years. No matter if you do get married down the line, it's always important to have something, especially as a woman, for yourself in place.
Exactly. To reiterate off of the savings, this is another goal that you should have would be to accelerate your savings as much as possible. Since you don't have a partner to share those expenses with, you're going to want to be able to save more aggressively. Maximizing your contributions to retirement plans, as Lyndsey had said, or maybe other investment vehicles is a great way to do this.
Another point would be Social Security strategy and understanding how Social Security benefits work strategically towards you. If you're single, you don't get those spousal benefits that come in those later years. So making sure that you are saving more on the personal savings side and investment side, so you may not be relying as much on that monthly income stream with Social Security.
And another thing to consider as you age would be looking into long-term care. Just having a plan set in place, because you will be single potentially and you won't have another spouse to help provide for that care. This is something that you could always consult with your advisor on, but having a plan in place is crucial.
Remember, financial planning is a marathon, not a sprint, so be sure to tailor your strategy to your unique circumstances and goals.
We hope you enjoyed this episode at the beginning of our mini-series. Please stay tuned for more episodes of this series where we will discuss financial planning for women during your partnership, whether that is as a couple, engaged, or married. But as always, don't forget, share the wealth.